May I now invite our fourth speaker, Mr. Indranil Mukhopadhyay, please. Mr. Indranil is currently working for the Public Health Foundation of India as a senior research associate at the Health Economics and Finance unit of PHFI. He recently finished his PhD thesis on public healthcare expenditure in India. He's also teaching health economics, and he's going to provide us with a presentation on the issue of health system strengthening and the importance of public investment, and more specifically looking at NRHM in that perspective. Please, Mr. Indranil, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, friends. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present some of the study findings. The basic objective of this paper is to show that, this presentation is to show that there is a critical role of public investment in health in order to develop health systems. And I would like to demonstrate how the nature of public financing, nature of public investment actually can lead to or may not lead to the health system strengthening. So I took Bihar as the study state because I'll explain the reasons for choosing Bihar. And we did, the methodology included budget and expenditure tracking at the level of states, at the level of district. We tried to go beyond the aggregates and look at different patterns of spending, try to understand the systemic deficiencies in order to be able to spend funds well. And so let me start with a caveat that this is not a representative sample. I have taken only one state, one district and one state. So, but some of the observations, I think here more important would be the tool that we are using. Why I chose Bihar? Because it has one of the highest gaps in terms of infrastructure, in terms of human resources, so on and so forth. If we just look at the number of institutions functioning in Bihar, this is the RHS Rural Health Statistics data. See, I'll just try to draw your attention towards this figure on community health centers at Bihar. See, look at from 1981 to 2011, there is not much of an increase in terms of community health centers in the state. We'll see the reasons in a short while, but the decrease is because the state got bifurcated. So from something around 147, it went down to 70s. Similarly, for shortage of health human resources are also quite significant. So in order to try to find out why such a stagnancy in the health system in terms of health institutions, in terms of number of beds, number of human resource it could absorb, we tried to look at some of the trends in spending. I'm not going into the NSDP thing, it doesn't reflect much, but just look at this comparison. I have taken data for 5 years since introduction of NRHM. We are here looking at per capita spending on medical, public health and family welfare. This is a comparison between different EAG states and two benchmark states. Huge difference. Bihar is much below the average, below what Kerala or Tamil Nadu spends. Now, one of the major one of the subcategories of public spending is to invest on health systems, developing new infrastructure, and that is defined by the kind of capital expenditure you make. Look at, and here I am comparing 4 things. Bihar vis-a-vis all India in terms of total capital expenditure and in terms of planned capital expenditure. Look at the 90s. And Bihar, the lines are not even visible because the capital expenditure was so low. It's just few percent, just about few percentage of the total spending on health. So this is the 90s was the decade, and we see since the introduction of NRHM there is some sudden jump in the spending. Now, here I am trying to disaggregate the capital expenditure into different levels of care. So how much is going to primary level, how much is being spent on secondary level and tertiary. Again, the decade of underinvestment, 1990s, completely low levels of capital expenditure. And more importantly, the emphasis on secondary healthcare is completely missing. I'm emphasizing on the secondary healthcare because that's where the curative aspects of health service delivery really take place. And that is where Bihar has clearly lagged far behind. Now, here we are looking at the revenue side of the spending, which is actually the large part of the budget. And here also we see that secondary health care has been completely neglected in the state. Primary also, let me try to explain this. Primary here include family welfare and also public health interventions. And the dominance of family welfare is actually taking the level of primary health care quite high. Other thing is, since 90s, you also see that tertiary care is gradually taking a larger share. But I would like to take a minute to explain that this doesn't mean that there is a lot of investment in tertiary care. In a shrinking budget where most of your human resources are placed, you tend to absorb more funds. So big hospitals where most of the doctors are there would get a larger share of a curtailed budget, which is contrary to what health reforms tried to achieve during 90s. This I am not going to explain. This is the fund flow mechanism under NRHM. Here, from the state budget, we are looking at the funds devolved and spent under NRHM. Just a small point, I have compared some of the outcome percentages, like suppose for Bihar, what is the total load of maternal deaths in the state, or infant deaths, or live births, vis-a-vis allocation and expenditure. We see that many of the high focus states are having larger burden of these deaths and live births, or get much lower share of the total spending, whereas Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra or Kerala may be clearly way ahead of others. So NRHM funding is actually to some significant extent benefiting those who are already in a better position to deliver services. Now, another aggregate figure. Here we are looking at utilization patterns in Bihar and vis-a-vis expenditure. The highlighted part is actually showing the underutilization, and we see that till 2008-9 there is significant underutilization. But here I would like to stop for a minute and try to explain. Beneath these gross aggregates, we need to look at where these funds are being spent and where there is underutilization in order to understand whether systemic capacities are increasing or how they are placed. This is in the state of Bihar, this is the total broad categories of spending under NRHM A and B and C, the three main interventions. In 2007-8, major half of the spending was on Janani Suraksha Yojana, to some extent family planning, but over the years we see that percentage going down, and we see that the system strengthening aspects, infrastructures, spending on drugs, human resources, MIS system, management capacities gradually getting developed and taking larger share of total spending. This is where we are trying to come down to the level of districts and trying to see where funds are coming from. Majority, since the introduction of NRHM, is through the societies. Now, here we are looking at the funds coming through treasury route, through budget. and trying to break down it into the economic categories. We see that majority is for right reasons, for salaries. Drugs to some extent, but machine tools and other important aspects are clearly missing. I am not trying to pose salaries vis-a-vis other interventions. Now, when we go back to the district level and try to see how NRHM spending is prioritized, we see that at the district level also a lot of the fund goes to the family planning and JSY, but system strengthening is gradually taking place. Okay. Now, here I'd like to I have listed down some of the major interventions under NRHM and see where the funds are, at which point of the year the funds are getting spent. Look at VHSC. Entire money is being spent at the last part of the year. Infrastructure we can still understand. Salaries and incentives, it's almost half is being spent at the last part of the year. So what does it mean? Something which is so recurrent, you have to spend every month, is getting spent at the end of the year. Systemic capacities, drugs. I think these are clear pointers where we need to improve upon in terms of okay. Now, quickly on the recommendations. I think in terms of system strengthening, what our study is throwing up is the need for a massive investment in most of the EAG states and especially in Bihar in order to develop the in order to spend on capital expenditure and create the infrastructure in these states. And here, instead of annual budgeting kind of a practice, we need to have like multi-year budgeting where you give funds for a longer term to the states, longer year to the states to help them achieve certain kind of infrastructure. And we see through NRHM that gradually that capacity is getting built in the state, and this is the right time to invest on these systemic capacities at the state level. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Indranil, for this presentation.